Can you see me?
The request you sent.
Yeah. We've just sent a request. Hi, Luke.
Hi, Kareena. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to see you. And there was a connection issue, but now we're on.
Great. Good to see you.
Yes, I actually follow a lot of your stuff. In fact, today in the morning, I was just reading about the whole fasting and circadian rhythm kind of thing that you've been pushing so much on Instagram and in lockdown, which I think really, really helped. So thank you so much for actually doing that and spreading the word.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kareena.
Yes. So, Luke, you've always, kind of spoken about local foods and, that, you should eat local, think local. So what made you actually, become a lifestyle ambassador of California Pistachios?
Great, Kareena. That's a really good question because I still support local very, very strongly. But it doesn't mean that we stay rigid in a box. There are other foods that can actually help with our health. So when I'm looking at a disease, we handle cancer, we handle Alzheimer's, we handle sleep-related disorders. If there is a food that has a property that can help a human being get better, we are going to explore it. Of course, we will always recommend people to have local first. That's the best choice. It's the healthiest choice. So California Pistachios, number one, people think it's a brand. It's not a brand. California Pistachios are pistachios that grow in California. And for the longest time, I was so excited to get onto the project because I thought that we grow our own pistachios in India, but we don't. Pistachios grow only in the United States and Iran. So all the pistachios that we've been eating for the last couple of years come from Iran and California. In fact, the US gets 90% of their pistachios from California. So what really interested me was when we look at disease in India, today people have a lot of eye issues, eye problems. Our parents deteriorate with eyesight issues. And when you study pistachios, they contain something called lutein and zeaxanthin, which is great for eye health. So now if I'm going to improve eye health and I can get it in a pistachio, I'm going to use it.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
So many brilliant benefits. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you're saying is absolutely right because, there is actually a misconception, that people kind of think that, eating too much of it is, probably high in calories, there's fat content. So I think that, you need to obviously, kind of explain to us that what are the benefits and how important it is to actually snack on pistachios. I mean, everyone knows it's a key ingredient in like biryani and kheer and payasam. We put it in all kind of our kind of stuff, big food. But tell everybody that how important it is as a snack also, in between meals.
Okay, so pistachios, it can be had as even like literally before your meal, after your meal, with your meal, add it to salads. The thing is, people think that nuts make you fat, and they don't. In fact, pistachio. So let me give you a simple calculation. I can have 49 pistachios. Now that's a lot, 49 of them.
And you actually eat 49 pistachios?
160 calories, but if I want to have cashew nuts, I can have only 17 or 23 almonds for 160 calories. Now, the thing is, I want to fill up on a handful of nuts so I don't feel hungry. I don't snack more. I get my protein. I get all of my vitamins and minerals. And that's why it's internationally called a skinny nut, because I can have more nuts with lesser calories. And even the
amazing. So now I think that I'm going to be bobbing on them for sure.
Yeah, that's my snack on airplanes and at airports and stuff. You can have a handful and you're full for the next 3 to 4 hours. So it's unbelievable. Absolutely. And the added benefit, especially in our country where diabetes is literally, we lead the world when it comes to diabetes. The new scientific studies show us that pistachios have the ability to reduce our blood sugar levels. So that's also an add-on. But don't get me wrong, you must still exercise, sleep well, look after your stress levels, and have a great lifestyle. Just eating pistachios won't get rid of your diabetes. But
no, it's a combination.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Kareena, in our country where sleep is the biggest problem today, most people are sleep deprived. And we know that every person with sleep deprivation, there is sleep deprivation and disease in connection. There is fascinating science that pistachios out of the entire nut family contains the most melatonin. and melatonin helps us to sleep better. 3 weeks
Oh,
ago,
really?
I posted this on Instagram and I told people, let me try it on my followers. And I said, guys, I'm eating 28 pistachios before bedtime. Eat it and tell me how you feel. And you should see the testimonials that poured in from around the world about people sleeping better because it has melatonin, B6, and magnesium. Everything you need for good sleep. So it's helping with health. It may not be local, but why not?
Mhm.
Why not? We should
Yeah,
still
of course.
embrace local, but also the goodness of whatever else exists. Yeah.
With all the numerous benefits. And I would also say that pistachios are a very good source of protein also. And in a predominantly vegetarian country, where there's so many vegetarians and they're constantly looking for, protein sources,
Yeah.
I think it's important if you shed some light on that as well for our vegetarian listeners out here today.
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked that question because, yeah, a lot of people are vegetarian and turning vegan today. And the biggest
Yeah.
challenge is how do I get a variety of protein? So, pistachios are a complete source of protein. So, like in non vegetarians, an egg will give me 6 grams of protein, a complete
Mhm.
protein, all the amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. 9 are
Absolutely.
essential, which means our bodies don't make them. We got to get it from food. And pistachios have all of those 9 amino acids. So a serving of
Hmm.
pistachios can be compared to a serving of one egg. So you don't have to be non-vegetarian to get that kind of complete protein. And we're talking about complete protein with lesser calories, good fats. It's a complete
Yeah.
food. So you could be snacking on protein to add more protein to your overall diet, making it easier for vegans and for vegetarians and non-vegetarians as well. Because a lot of
Right.
non-vegetarians don't want to eat too much of meat. They also want to mix and match with vegetarian sources.
Yeah, of
And
course.
California
Like,
pistachios have that. Yeah.
yeah, and how much meat can you eat? Sometimes it's nice to kind of mix it up as well.
Get a
And why not?
balance.
And the
Yeah.
fact that you're saying that, it's kind of low calorie because, like I said earlier when we started, that most people have this misconception of it being, kind of fattening. So,
Yeah.
kind of obviously explain to our listeners the fact that how much, like you said, everything in moderation, like you've always said, is good, which
Yeah.
you always kind of in all your posts, you're always like everything in moderation in life. So I think even this, why don't you talk about the fact that the fat content and how it's low in calorie as well?
Right. So in the US, the FDA controls and regulates food standards, and pistachios are recognized as a healthy source of fats. The saturated fat content is very low. And the unsaturated fats, which we also need, are in perfect proportion. So it makes it a complete healthy fat for all of us. And I want all of our listeners to know that fat doesn't make you fat. It's actually the bad carbohydrates that make you fat. So
I
nuts,
know.
we use nuts to help people lose weight. All of our athletes eat nuts because it improves their metabolism to actually help them lose weight. So we shouldn't be scared of fats. We should be scared of the wrong fats. And if we're overdoing it. Now, of course, if I sit with a whole bag of pistachios and I go on eating it mindlessly and overeating, I probably will put on some weight. But the beauty, Kareena, about California pistachios is the
Right.
saturated fat content. It's much
Yeah.
lesser than other varieties. So that's a win for us, especially the weight conscious audience. That's a win for
Yeah, I think
us.
everyone obviously who's probably tuned in right now to our chat is they're all the Weight Watchers, people kind of constantly trying to lose weight. So like you mentioned earlier that it is such a wonderful snack. It could be had any time in the day, like pre-meal, post-meal, like an evening snack. Combination, the best time to have uh, pistachios as a meal? Is there any particular time in the day that you feel that is the best time? So in fact, maybe pre-workout or post-workout.
Okay, that's a great question. You can have pistachios at any time in the day. That's the beauty of it. Now, if you have a sleep problem, I would recommend you have your pistachios maybe an hour and a half before bedtime. Let's say
Okay.
you're on the run and you need to hit the gym and you've not had your pre-workout. I could have a handful of pistachios that I have pre-workout. I could have it post-workout. I could have it during a boring meeting if I'm just bored and I want to munch on something. I could have pistachios back then.
You can also
So
start your day with it, like a breakfast meal, probably in a combination with something.
absolutely. Let's say I'm doing an
Okay.
overnight soaked oats. I can have pistachios on my overnight soaked oats as literally a complete meal. But Kareena, there's an important study that I must share, that it's right now a documented scientific study, that people who are diabetic, if they have pistachios after their meal, science is showing us that the blood sugar levels can actually come down. So, the California pistachio with food to actually lower your blood sugar levels.
That's absolutely brilliant. And most people, I think, feel that California pistachios are meant to be had in the winter season. Most of us
That's a myth.
feel we save it. Yeah. Is it a myth? I mean, like,
you can have it. You can have it any time in the year. It doesn't matter at all. If it suits you, you can have them. And I just saw an important question, Kareena, about people asking where can you get it. No, you don't have to go to California. You can get it on Big Basket, Amazon, Flipkart, Milkcart. Just Google search California pistachios. You even have your local vendors in your various states that sell it. So it's very easily available. And remember, California is not the brand. It's the pistachio that grows in California. That's how it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's such an, imperative question, that you answer, that where is it actually available,
Yeah. So it's easily available everywhere, online and offline. Yeah.
Online and offline. I think that the whole idea is that people, constantly have myths in their head. They kind of make up something and they kind of just say that, okay, fine, like pistachios kind of will make me fat. They just have that fear. It's about, breaking that, trying out something new, buying a packet of California pistachios, actually trying to eat it as a in-between snack and seeing the results rather than, having that head.
And for people who don't snack, a lot of people don't like to snack in between meals. So they could add California pistachios to their salads. That's what I do. I garnish it with salads, or I just add it to my smoothies or my oats. So there are various ways to get it in. Or the traditional way, the biryanis, adding it to your milk, all of that. Yeah. I mean,
lovely. I think it's one ingredient that probably, like you said, that can be used in salads also now. I'm going to try it in my salads. I'm going to try California pistachios in my salad for sure, because I think it's nice, like a light lunch in summer. Yeah. Just throw in some pistachios on some greens. I think it makes a lovely, what you just suggested. If you want to run with the biryani with the kheer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you've also mentioned that it's available kind of everywhere. You don't really have to go to California.